How's it going, everybody? I am Michael with WriterSanctuary. Now, routines and rituals can do a lot when it comes to writing your book or blog post. It's all about forming positive habits that can keep you productive and keep your head in the game. And today I'm going to share my writing rituals that keep me productive. So, what kind of things do I do to keep me writing every day? Well, first off, I try to wake up in the right mood. This isn't always the easiest thing to do, it really depends on the day. But by keeping myself in the right headspace, I find that I'm far ready to face the day first thing in the morning when I set up my computer. And sometimes I'll play my energetic playlist to get me in the mood. Or I'll take a short 15 to 20 minute walk to get the blood pumping. The key element is that I do whatever I can to make sure that my mindset is in the right place before I even start sitting at my computer and writing. Secondly, using the block to time throughout the day. Because I have so much going on throughout the day, I have all of my projects blocked off in Asana. Then I make sure I try to do what I can to make sure that those chunks of time are spent for those specific projects. In this case, it's virtually a ritual for me to start writing my book at 10:30 a.m. on a Tuesday and Thursday, and at 1 p.m. on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Now it's because I go to the gym at 10 a.m. on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which usually pushes all of my stuff back about an hour. But I can tell you from experience that blocking off those projects for my day and then focusing on getting those things done has been quite beneficial, especially when it comes to the 2 hour blocks of time I spend for my writing sprints. Now, the third thing I do is setting writing goals. I talk about creating realistic writing goals quite a bit, but that's because I know, speaking from experience, just how effective they are when it comes to keeping me productive. Now, most of the time, I aim for about 22,000 words a week, which breaks down to 4,400 words every Monday through Friday. And of course, this is spread throughout the books, blogs, YouTube video scripts, and client work. But for me, those daily goals act kind of like a high score that I'm trying to beat. But that's because I'm a bit of a dork when it comes to numbers and recording data. I'm constantly working on trying to improve my efficiency. The fourth ritual I do for writing is setting a deadline. Now, when you're self-publishing, you really don't need to focus too much on a deadline because there's nobody waiting for your book. It's not like you have agents or publishers who are chomping at the bit, ready to get your manuscript. However, creating a deadline can give you a bit of a sense of urgency and accountability to yourself when you're trying to get something done in a timely manner. You don't want to spend the next 10 years writing your first draft. You'd rather spend that time marketing it. Well, not marketing the first draft, but marketing your book. And if you set a deadline for yourself to finish writing a book, to reach X amount of words in it, it kind of plays into setting a realistic goal that I mentioned before. For example, I currently need to write just over 2,000 words a day in order to meet my goal of 75,000 words by April 22nd. Of course, this is also a goal based on my writing times between Monday and Friday. I could write on weekends if I like, but I've been really enjoying having time off. The bottom line is that a deadline that is self-imposed often keeps me motivated to keep going and to try to meet those numbers. It doesn't always happen, but it does wind up lighting a little bit of a fire in my ass. My fifth writing ritual is that every book has a theme song. So this one might sound a little bit silly, but every book I write has its own theme. This is a song that resonates within me and gives me ideas of how I want like a lot of the scenes that are in the book to happen. For instance, Fury, Book 2 of the Witchem series, its theme song is Disturbed's rendition of Shout. And while I listen to that song, I often think of scenes that I would like to have in the book. The point is that I often associate my books with music, and I think quite cinematically. Of course, there's going to be a song for every book. In fact, I have a few songs that would work perfect for the ending scenes of my books, that if they were to roll credits. That's how big of a dork I am. Now, one of my most regular routines for writing is taking regular walking breaks. Now, when I take my breaks throughout the day, I go outside and walk around the yard. During those walks, like I said before, I listen to the book's theme song and think about scenes and dialogue that I would like to add. Then I'll come inside and put those elements into the book's outline before I forget them, because I forget a lot. Now, that's because I often go outside and think of some great stuff when I'm working on clients' projects or writing a blog post. For me, though, walking is a profound ritual that can contribute to all of my writing. Now, my seventh ritual for writing, though, is to avoid all distractions as much as possible. Now, when I'm working on my book, I rarely answer my phone, let alone look at social media. I avoid as many distractions as I possibly can. Well, unfortunately, it doesn't always work out the best because everybody sees my house as some kind of hangout. Still, I shut the door and let everyone know to leave me alone if at all possible. Now, if I had the money, I would definitely soundproof my office. Hell, if I had the money, I would definitely get an external office. After 11 years of working from home, I'm ready for an office space. My eighth writing ritual is that I am powered by coffee and or Sambuca. Now, coffee is a bit more than a ritual for me. It's a sustainability factor. Now, before noon, I make sure that I have a hot cup of coffee when I start writing. And if I'm writing in the evenings, I like to have a small glass of Sambuca, which is a black licorice liquor. Now, I don't drink so much to get a buzz on, but there's something about the black licorice taste that just gets me in the mood to write. And no, although I love Fireball, I don't drink it when I work on my manuscripts. It would be quite incoherent if I did. Remember, I still need to edit the damn thing. And the last writing routine is reminding myself that a writer writes. Now, I am a writer by nature. It really doesn't take much for me to get in the mood to sit down and hammer out something new. Whether it's a blog post, an outline for a new story, or working on a client's project, I am happiest when hitting the keys. So I suppose this isn't necessarily a writing ritual, but more of my nature overall. And due to the fact that I never have writer's block, I can be exceptionally productive in a very short amount of time. I've always been a writer in one form or another since I was 9. Now, if I had to say what rituals were the most impactful, I would have to say waking up in a positive mood and taking my walks. Everything else contributes, but those two have the greatest impact in my productivity throughout the day. Well, aside from having coffee. But that's only because coffee keeps me from getting stabby. Now, I know some people out there can just write willy-nilly whenever they want. Unfortunately, my life is too chaotic for that. Keep in mind that there is no right or wrong answer when it comes to what affects you to write your book. The only thing that really matters, it's whatever works best for you. Anywho, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. For more videos about self-publishing, blogging, freelance writing, or anything else I cover, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. I think that's going to do it for me today. I've got a lot of writing to do. I'll see you next time.